and we will be your MCs for today. Before we begin, a quick reminder to please keep your phones on silent mode and be respectful during the session. And we would also like to thank Pat Howard, Pat Eddie, Ibu Nelsie, Ibu Dewi, Ibu Sue, and Pat Ram.
As you may know, we have celebrated our love for books this past week with different activities. We've had a lot of fun with all of the events, and today's a chance to wrap it all up and recognize some of the outstanding efforts from this past week.
It's been a busy week, and we hope you all had a good time, whether you were involved in one event or took part in all of them.
To celebrate the end of Book Week, we will give a special welcome to our esteemed guest speaker, Alexandra Ruby, who has graciously joined us to share their insights and experiences.
So if you didn't know Alexandra Ruby, he's an Indonesian entrepreneur, author, and content creator known for his insights on personal finance, self-awareness, and career development.
Some of his achievements include the author of the best-selling book You Do You, Discovering Life Through Experiments and Self-Awareness, creator of the award-winning podcast 30 Days of Lunch, which won a Spotify award.
He's collaborated with major brands like Google, Samsung, Honda, Gramedia, and many more, making a significant impact across various industries.
And through his work, Alexandra Ruby has inspired countless individuals to take charge of their lives, whether it's through his writing, podcasts, or motivational talks.
His ability to connect with people and provide practical advice has made him a trusted voice for self-development and professional growth in Indonesia.
Today, we're excited to have the chance to explore more about his journey, his achievements, and the insights he's gained along the way.
Now, to kick off our program, I'm delighted to hand it over to our moderators, Nazwa and Raisa. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. We are so excited to have Alexandra Ruby here with us today. My name is Raisa.
And I'm Alema. And we will be the moderators for today, and we will be guiding you through today's discussion on personal development, career paths, and much more. So let's welcome Alexandra Ruby to the stage. Round of applause. Okay, so good morning, Ko. How are you?
Good. I'm an early riser, so morning is my best hours. So you're in for a good treat.
Welcome to Global Jaya. We're really honored to have you here with us today.
Happy to be here.
Yes. So, Alema and I, we have created some personal questions to ask you, and it's talking about either your journey or your life experiences and any advice you would like to share with the audience here with us today. My first question would be to ask about your career path, because you've had a very diverse career journey, and numerous sources mentioned that you have explored various career paths before ultimately deciding to share financial advice and spread your experiences to other people. What made you continue this profession?
First thing first, let me introduce myself. My full name is Alexandra Ruby. Yes, it's a real name because a lot of people think it's like a stage name, but you can call me Ruby. The reason I'm doing what I'm doing is, in one word, it would be life's calling, and it's a process I went through. At first, it's a hobby. Like many things, we start with something that we enjoy, something fun, and then it grew into a passion. Means that it's not just you enjoy doing it, but you practice a lot, and then you get good. You become really, really good in doing it, and at the end, it becomes a purpose because you're no longer doing it just for yourself, but you're also doing it to help others, to impact others. as a context, one of the reasons I wrote the book, even though I'm actually more of an entrepreneur in life, is because I have a nephew, which is about 14, 15 years old. And I feel like I need to pass on some sort of wisdom, things that I wish I knew when I was 15 or 20 inside the book so that I can help my nephew. Right? So that's it. That's just how the book came up.
So you've mentioned about your book and how it was used to like help your nephew. I'm sure being an author must have came with its challenges into writing the book, either both during like the writing process or the publication and selling the book afterwards. What were some personal challenges that you had to overcome?
Challenges. I think the first one is the writing itself, to actually find the time to sit down and finish the book. So I think the process is interesting. Allow me to share it with you. If any of you are interested in writing a book, maybe you can try the way I did it. So if you look at the book, can you open this for me and then find a few last pages? You will find there's 250 names that I will call patrons. Can you show it to the, okay, right. More at the back. Let me show it to you. All right, acknowledgement, there you go. Right, so if you see here, right, there's a page called Thank You Patrons. These are 250 people who bought the book even before I wrote it. So the idea is, I put myself out there, I put an Instagram post, and I say that I'm going to write a book about personal development, about self-awareness. If you are interested in supporting, then here's a Google form where you can sign up and purchase the book even before I wrote it. So they pledge, these 250 people, and I close the registration. And that in itself become a push for me to finish, because I owe it to this 250% to finish it, right? And then they also helped me in researching for the book. I gave them an opportunity to have a one-on-one session with me. They can ask questions, I can consult them to their problems. And by helping these 250 people, I found the patterns that I think I can help thousands others. So that's how the book come to fruition. And because of that 250 people, I can actually sit down and finish the book. So the first challenge is actually finishing. And then the next challenge will be promoting the book. Because writing the book and promoting the book are totally two separate things. I remember that in the first year of the launch, I speak to about 50 different stages, webinars, seminars. I did book tours, and basically letting people know that there's good value inside the book. So I would say that's the two main challenge, and to be able to do that without sacrificing other areas in life, your relationship, your family. I managed to did it without sacrificing that, so I would say it's a good experience. Yeah.
Okay, on to the third question. I'm going to go dive into the content of the book. In the book, you mentioned a lot about ikigai, or finding one's, clarifying one's passion. So how can us students balance exploring their interest with the pressure to pursue stable career paths, especially in early in their journey?
All right. Do we have the slide here about ikigai, or you can Google it if you have your phone. If you haven't heard about ikigai, you can just type in ikigai and then go to the image results. You should see 4 different circles. One is what you're good at, what you love doing, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for, or reward, I would say. So, but back to your question, before we go to that, how to find?
How to find, basically, how do students explore balancing their interest with the pressure of stable career paths?
Stable career path. So the keyword is stable. The quickest answer to that would be find an area where the demand is much higher than the supply. One thing I can share for now is medical industry, right? If you look at the WHO standard, for every 3,000 citizens, there should be one doctor. Do you know the numbers in Indonesia?
Not quite.
It's one in every 100,000. So you can see the gap, right? Should be one every 3,000. We are at one every 100,000. So that in itself means there's stability there because the demand is way up there compared to the supply. That's one. And that's only for the generic, like the general practitioner doctor. If you go to the specialist, the gap is even higher, right? So that's one. But other than that specific industry, I would challenge the word stability because what is stable? Even the last governor of Jakarta is still finding a new job, right? Well, everyone is so. Are you guys okay? All right. Do you know the last governor of Jakarta? All right. So you get the joke, right? Nope. But this is true. This is true. He made fun of himself by posting on LinkedIn with a tag that looking for a job, open for a job, right? So, but to challenge it further, stability. If you look at the numbers, the statistics, if you are an entrepreneur or you aim to be a business person, the number of businesses that survive the 5th year is only 10%. Right? And then if you look at some other stats, let's say the length of apa namanya ya? Lama kerja itu apa sih kalau in Indonesia?
Like
The period of people working in a
yes.
company,
Yeah, basically.
it has been shortened. Usually people work about 10 to 15 years in a company. Now it's 2 to 4 years. So stability, I would say the only stable things you can rely on is your adaptability, your ability to continue to learn, looking at the shift in the industry, in the market. Yeah, that will be my quick answer for that.
I think following up to that, you've mentioned like like stability and career paths. What about like the people who want to balance like stable career paths and having their passion? Because a lot of passions may not have like statistic-wise a lot like stable career paths, such as when you want to pursue in music or arts. How would you like try to balance that?
Yeah, this is the fun part. Can we pull up the Ikigai chart? Do we have it, or can we Google search it? I think it would be much easier to explain. Otherwise, you can search it on your phone. All right, so let me try to share it to you. You mentioned 2 specific industry, music and arts. Okay, music and arts. I like music. Let's try music. A lot of us, when we search for our passion, we look for that specific industry, like music. But I like to challenge you to look at not from the noun, but from the verb. What do you do with the music? Right? What sort of activity that you actually enjoy with the music? Do you enjoy making the music? Do you enjoy selling the business, as in the business industry, in the music industry, or promoting the industry? If you enjoy making the music, then you can be one of those songwriters. You can be, do you enjoy performing the music? Then you can be the band, right? You can be the musicians. If you enjoy promoting the music, there's a whole lot of thing you can do. You can bring your favorite band, you can be a promoters. What's your favorite musician?
My favorite musician, I'd say Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. Too bad you cannot bring her, but you can do an AI version of her, right? There will be something new, right? So look at the verbs, right? And then you can also combine one passion with another passion. Who loves gaming here? Who loves to play games? 100% should raise their hands. Yes, I can see you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. If you enjoy music and then you enjoy playing games, guess what? You can make music for games, right? There's a huge market for that, and people get paid highly for that specific skills. And then who here enjoys movies? Any Christopher Nolan fans here? No. Who watch Interstellar? Right? Good. Love it. Have you searched for who did the music for Christopher Nolan movies? There's this guy called Hans Zimmer, and he did most of Christopher Nolan movies, and he got paid handsomely for that because he can combine both his passion, right? Music and movies. So when you say music and you think of stability, either you can pick, sorry, let me rephrase that. When you pick music, you gotta have that adaptability to move between that range of verbs. Do I do music for games, music for movies? Do I do music as a promoter? Do I do music as the performers? You gotta have that flexibility and adaptability to do that. Then I would say it would be a pretty stable career for you. I hope it answers. All right.
Yes, thank you for that. My next question, in your book, You Do You, many readers have been deeply impacted by the quotes you share. Could you tell us about your personal favorite quote from the book that you believe everyone here should strive to embody?
Okay, let me find the book. Honestly, I don't remember 100% of the book, so I gotta look at it again. So the quote. One quote I remember is, I think I noted in my notes. Let me find it for you. Okay, let me read it. In order to progress in life, you cannot hate the experiences that shape you. And that includes your mistakes, your failures, and your trauma, anything that made you, you cannot hate that because it's what shaped you into who you are now. So I think that's a very liberating quotes for me at the time.
Okay. Following up your answer, a lot of us, speaking for most of us at least, face setbacks and self-doubts.
Sure.
What advice can you give about embracing failure as part of self-discovery and growth, as discussed in your book chapter about Persahabat dengan Gagal?
Okay, talking about failures, I love this app. I love this video. I think it went viral about 3-4 months ago. It's from Roger Federer, the tennis champions. I think he won more than 10 championships. So in that video, he was doing a speech for, I think it was Stanford or Harvard. He mentioned that throughout his career, he failed 50% of the shots that he takes. And then I look into other athletes. If you're into basketball, you must know LeBron James. LeBron James missed 50% of his shot as well. And if you look at even some of the most successful business person, you'll find that they'll have plenty of failures along the way to get to where they are now. So I would say the first mindset that failure is part of the process. Even there's this book called Evolutionary Creativity. You should get that book. It's #1 in Amazon in Japan. So in that book, it says that failure is part of the creativity. It's like biology, like humans, like animals. We go through different kind of mutations because we adapt to different kind of environments and challenges, and that resulted in who we are now, right? So I would say that's one. Failure is part of the process. Failure can even result in creativity, all right? And then the second one, any of you guys familiar with Taylor Swift, right? There's this song that I usually like to replay whenever people talk about failure. See if you guys resonate with this. The lyric says, "Hi." Can you repeat after me?
Hi,
Hi. It's me.
it's me.
I'm the problem.
I'm the problem.
It's me.
It's me.
Yeah. You know the song?
Yes.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. So now I get you. All right. So it's Taylor, right? Okay. But here's the thing. The reason why I mentioned that is because a lot of times when we go through failures, we tend to blame others, right? Oh, it's because of the external factors, because of this, because of this, because of this. Yes, they play a part in those failures, but who can actually make the change to progress? It's us, right? So once we say okay, I accept that the problem it's me, we move the agency from other person to ourselves. And then we understand that the only person that can change and reverse the situation is me. Now the control is with you. So second, my #2 message when it comes to failure is take the agency to yourself, so you know that you have the power to change it.
Drawing from your personal experiences, who would you identify as your role model?
Role models. I look up to smart people, like those who have like 2 PhDs and then graduated from Stanford and Harvard, because I never get a chance to do that. I'm the first in my family that finished college. Both of my parents, SMP itu apa ya?
Middle school.
Secondary?
like
Oh, middle school?
secondary
Yeah.
school.
So, yeah, I look up to them, and even to this day, I'm still looking for a scholarship, for the opportunity to study again in one of the Ivy Leagues. I thought might as well, right? So that's one. And then if you go to YouTube, you'll find this guy, Professor Huberman. Is a neuroscientist, and he can explain how the brain works and how it explains, and he explains how it affects our daily life, from our productivity to our success in life, how our subconscious works. His podcasts are very lengthy, like 2 hours, and he will be reading research, medical journals. So I'm into that stuff. But on the other side of the science, I also appreciate the art side of doing things. Entrepreneurs, I look up to Gary Vee. I happen to have a chance of doing a podcast with him because he has a very underdog background. Do we have? Ikigai, all right. We'll go through this afterward. So you can search Gary Vee. He's also active on social media. He's always doing daily vlogs about his daily life, how he do his business. So I can see his hustle. I can see how he treats his employees. So the way and Gary V. Yeah.
Okay, take notes, everybody. Um, following up to my next question, I mean, this refers to the two previous answers that you said, but we experience failures a lot, which means it's hard for us to manage our focus.
Yeah.
So what are some strategies that you could share for managing focus and energy effectively? And what are some like simple yet impactful techniques students can adopt?
Here's a very simple one. Can I get your attention for like 5 seconds? I want each and every one of you to shout out the answer, right? My question will be very quick, but you have to be ready with the answer, right? The question is, how many hours did you get to sleep last night? Wait. Let's do it again. Check when was your sleep hours last night, and then we can answer again. How many hours did you get to sleep last night? Okay. 9 hours. Congrats to you. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? But we can hear that majority of you says 8, right? So I would say you guys are fine. Majority of you are fine in that area, because sleep is one of the most crucial and yet simple things that affect our productivity. As you grow up, you'll find that you'll be battling between work and sleep. I would say at least have 7 hours of sleep every night, right? Because that affects your mental capacity, your productivity. That's one. And the second one is I ask the same questions to myself, and then I go through history. I look up some of the most productive people. I look up Charles Darwin and how he worked, how he came up with one of the most influential work that influences how we think about evolution. I look up Da Vinci. I look up Stephen King, one of the most popular horror writer. He wrote more than 100 books now. And then I find a common theme. All of them dedicate at least 4 hours of focus. And by focus means no notifications, no games, no distractions, no phone calls, right? Just 100% doing the work for 4 hours a day. And these 4 hours can be different between them. But let's say Stephen King, the way he do it is he woke up, he do his routine, and then he would just sit for 4 hours between 8 to 12. And then the rest of the day, he enjoys his long walks, he had other activities. But in the morning, he writes. Whatever happens, he writes. Whether he end up with 1,000 words, whether he end up with 10,000 words, he put down the work for 4 hours. And I think that's the kind of focus that we need to have in this era. The adjustment would be, it doesn't have to be 4 hours consecutively. It can be like an hour in the morning, an hour during lunch, and then 2 hours after dinner maybe, right? So you decide your 4 hours. If you can have 4 undistracted focus hours a day, then you'll be more productive than the majority of the people. I would say those are the 2 easiest tips. Sleep and the 4-hour rules.
Following up to that, how about do you have any techniques on managing sleep? Especially, I find it like personally, much more productive when it's around like 9 to 11.
9 till 11. Wow. And school starts at?
7:30.
7:30. Can you sleep in the class?
Sometimes.
Sleep on the way to the school. 9 to 11. Let's say if you sleep at 11, what time do you have to wake up? 6:30?
6:30.
All right. So that's a solid 7.5 hour. That's still fine. Because if you have 7 hours of sleep, then it's okay, right? So I don't think you have an issue for that. I think the issue is more to convincing your parents that I may not be doing my homework after I got home. I'll be doing something else, and then I'll be finishing my work from 9 to 11. That will be the harder part, right? So you can show it to them that between 9 to 11, you actually do your work. And the second part, you can also explain to them the science of, I'm trying to figure out the name. It's called, wait, it's here in the book. Let me find it. Yes, the science of chronotypes. So our body actually have a circadian rhythm, and from people to people, it's a bit different from one to another. Some people are productive in the morning, some people are productive in the afternoon. You happen to be a lot more productive during the night, maybe because there's less distraction there. So communicate about chronotypes to your parents, and hopefully they'll understand. Right? If they don't, give me a call.
For my next question, I'd like everyone to pull out their phones and scan this QR code because I'm going to be touching on purpose and personal values.
Oh yeah, fun.
Okay, so Ko, you emphasize the importance of understanding personal values and decision making.
Yes.
So how can young people,
Yes.
like students, identify and stay true to their values amidst peer pressure, societal expectations, or like social media influence?
All right. I'm going to jump right into an example. I'll use my case. Let's say the top 3 values that I hold in life. Number 1 is independence, the ability to decide what I want to work on, who I work with, and when I work on it. That's independence. And then the second one is impact. Whatever I'm doing, I like to have value, some sort of values that's beneficial for me, for everyone that's around me. That's one of the reasons why I do this. And number 3 is the financial reward. Not being naive in a sense that money is not everything, but everything needs money, right? Even helping people, even making sure that the business runs well so that the employees and the team can live from it and the family can live from it, that needs money, right? So, but that's why it's a number 3 priority for me. Number 1 is independence, second is impact, and the third is the financial reward to be able to fund all these activities. Imagine if I have to work with someone with different values, all right? Imagine if I work with someone whose number 1 values is money at whatever cost. I most likely wouldn't be here sharing with you. I'd be a politician, right? But I'm not saying that it's a different way to do things. I'm saying it's a different way for different people, and it's okay. I mean, as long as it's aligns with your values, then go ahead, right? The problem is we try to live someone else's values and then apply it into our life, right? So I would say that that's simple examples.
How would you recommend for young people like us to find our values?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Like, how would you recommend like us how we could find our values? Because
5 hour?
find our values.
Oh, find your values. Okay. Can we show the slides again? The Mark Manson one. There's a QR code there. So there's a list of values that you can look at. and try to see which one resonate with you the most. Of course, you have to reflect on it. If you write a journal, anyone, you write journals? If you write journals, looking through your journals, and then you'll find a patterns that keeps on repeating, right? A specific keywords that keep appearing on your journal. That could be your values, right?
Okay. My next question is talking about how you got inspired for writing. I think you've mentioned this before, but what inspired you the most to write a book about overcoming challenges and focusing on self-awareness?
All right. I think before I go through that, since I was just reminded this is a live event, it's on YouTube, I should add the footnotes on my statement earlier about instead of being a businessman, being a politician to make more money. The reasoning is because now if you're a politician, you know exactly how much you are making because, yeah, we can find it on YouTube. A lot of them are making hundreds and hundreds of rupees. So that's a more secure job in a sense of making money instead of business where you can go up and then you can go down in just a matter of months. That's the context. Ya, kadang di sini suka netizen dipotong-potong terus jadi sesuatu yang baru soalnya. Okay, now back to your question. Can you repeat that again about self-awareness?
What inspired you to write a book on self-awareness and teach other people on how to focus and stay true to their values and overcoming challenges?
Yeah, I think we live in an era where it's much easier to compare our lives to others. Every time you open your social media, unconsciously you're comparing yourself to others. So we have so many hours in a day looking outside. We don't spend enough time maybe looking inside and ask ourselves the tough questions. What do I actually value? What are my strengths? What I'm good at? And draw the boundaries. I think that's the main purpose of this book.
Okay, last but not least, to close this off, this event is like, this whole event is here because of Book Week, right? So let me ask you this. What's one book that you believe everyone should read?
My book? No. I actually have a list of top 20 books that I have read throughout 20 years since I was in high school until 2 years ago. Those 20 books are selected out of hundreds that I've read over the years. I think you can find it on YouTube by searching my name and then the keyword top 20 books. You can look it up. It's more detailed and you can find one that suits with the problem that you're having now. But if I have to mention one, I would say everybody should read this book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Okay, that answers my question. So
now we're gonna open the Q&A session to the audience. So if there's anyone who would like to ask or ask Ruby to elaborate anything, please raise your hand.
We're only going to accept 2 people, and those 2 people are going to receive a copy of the You Do You book by the author himself.
Question, can they ask anything outside of today's topic?
Of course,
I was told someone, all right, sure. So if you want to ask anything about being on YouTube, building a career there, I can share a bit about that if you're interested. Although it's not my main thing, I do business, but yeah, I can share a bit about that. About podcasts, maybe? Go ahead.
Could I ask a question?
All right.
Okay. Hello, Paruvi. Introduce myself. My name is Raisa from year 11. Sorry, I'm in the dark a bit. My question is, You talked about writing a book and also your role as a content creator. So I wanted to ask, what's the difference in your approach in telling your message in content creation, in short form content, as to compared with the book, and how does it reach different audiences? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Raisa, is it? All right. The difference between short form and the book. All right. Funny thing is, the way I write the book is actually considering the short attention span of today's audience. That's why, if you look at the chapters, I have about 5 big chapters, and each big chapter has about 5 to 10 small chapters. And those small chapters, at max, they have 5 to 6 pages. And you don't have to read the book cover to cover. You can pick any chapter, and you can start from there, right? So the way I write the book is I have a big picture, and then I try to chunk it into small pieces, bite-sized, that's easy to enjoy, considering the short attention span that the audience have now. So this is a different kind of book, in a sense that it doesn't have the normal way of writing a book. That's one. So I would say it's pretty similar if you specifically ask for this book and how I do short form social media. First, you need to find something that attracts people from the cover, right? In short form video, that means the first 3 seconds. Usually what I do is I pinpoint their pain, their problem, right? Because I do self-development where I try to solve people's problem. So the relevancy comes from understanding their problems, from showing that I know your pain. This is why in the first 3 seconds, I'm going to show you I understand you. And then I will start with the possible answers, the alternatives. One solution, second solution, third solution. And then I usually give some sort of surprise in the middle. Because even in a 60 seconds video, people get bored easily, right? So there's an element of surprise in the middle. It can be a turnaround events. It can be something unexpected. And then I follow up with the third solution, the fourth solution, and then I come with the closing. Or some people call it call to action. What do you want people to do after they listen to you for 60 seconds? It can be go and comment with your problems so I can help you further. It can be read the book, it can be anything. So it's a call to action. So I would say that's a pretty common theme you can use. But I want to add one thing because I think this is the actual question. You want to compare it between the short form and the long form. So I will compare it with my YouTube videos, which are 10 minutes to 15 minutes long. The difference would be you'll still have to convince them in the beginning with a interesting opening, but you'll have more time to deep dive into a specific solution, right? I mentioned in the short video I can do 3 solutions and I just do a one-liner for each. With YouTube, I can add another research, I can add another journals, I can add another live examples so that it can be more granular. That's, I would say, the main difference. And to top it off, this is what I ask my writer. So we have a team of writer. After you write the script, read the whole script and then challenge yourself. 1, does the opening has a direct relevancy with the conclusion, right? Is the problem solved at the end, or is it actually a bit off? Sometimes people write a specific title because it's clickbaity. At the end, it's a different kind of conclusion, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be one of those clickbait creators. So that's the first thing you check. And the second, does it actually give value to the readers, to the audience? You can test it with your friends. Ask them to watch this 1 minute video. What do you get from it? If you rate it from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? 10 would be like, I would more than happy to share it with my friends. 1 would be, nah, you have to redo it all over again. Right? And then the third test would be, does it provoke or evoke a specific emotion in the audience? Because speaking to someone's logic is one thing, but speaking to someone's emotion is another thing. And the content that gets shared a lot are the ones that speaks to their emotions. And it can be anything, whether it invokes anger in them, so they want to do something about it, or whether, kalau bahasa Indonesia saya sebutnya konten puk-puk. Makes you feel like, tau gak sih karakter di itu, Baymax. Feel like you're being hugged by Baymax. It's okay, right? That's the kind of emotion that you can evoke in people as well, saying that, hey, I understand you. So those are the 3 tests that I do after I finish writing, whether it's short form or whether it's long form. I hope it answered your question, Raisa.
We're accepting one more person to ask a question, so raise your hands.
Do you have any advice? Wait. My name is Pubert Adhirajasa, and I have to ask you.
Where is it? Oh, sorry. Sorry, name?
My name is Pubert Adhirajasa, and I have a question for you. It's, do you have any advice for people around our age who still cannot properly publish a book, like right now?
I didn't quite get that.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Do you have any advice for people around our age who cannot publish a book but want our voice to be heard?
The question is how to publish a book, is it? Just to make sure I get the question, how to publish a book? For young people?
It's more of how do we make our voice heard?
How to make your voice heard, okay. Can you hold the mic with you so we can directly chat? So give me a specific issue, that what sort of voice you want to be heard, what sort of message?
For example, I'd like to motivate people, but since I am under 18, I can't really publish a book to motivate people with my book. And I'd like my specific method of helping people out to be heard.
All right. To motivate people, is it?
Yes, it is.
All right, sure. To motivate people, that's the voice you want to be heard. All right. Who would be your audience?
My audience would also be people around my age who seeks help and do not tell other people that they need help.
All right. What specific problem do you think you can help them with? What can you motivate them with? What problems can you motivate them with?
I can help them socially, as I know a lot of tricks to help to get people better. And I know a lot of people my age are struggling to get to know other people better.
I see. So it's more about doing well on social media, right? More on the content side?
Not really social media. For more school-like places where people you'll see every day, I'd like people to get to know the people they see every day more better.
I didn't quite get that.
Can you repeat it, please? Can you put your mic closer to your mouth, please? Sorry.
So basically, I'd like the people who see other people every day to get to know them better. I have a bunch of classmates in class who don't talk to me often, but I'd really like to get to know them better.
All right.
So basically, he wants people as in his classmates to know him better.
So the medium doesn't have to be a book, right? Or it has to be a book. It's okay. You decide.
Yes, any format works.
Any format works. All right. I think if the point is to get your voices heard at your age, in your situation, on the context of school, I would say the alternatives with the highest probability is to do it within your strengths. Which means that if I'm about to ask you now, what you're good at?
Could you repeat that?
Sorry, what was that?
Could you repeat that?
What's your strengths?
I can talk loud, and I have a lot of pre-established communications, and I have a lot,
of
people.
what?
I have a lot of connections I already have, but I'd like to expand them.
A lot of. Okay, no, that's not the question. My question is, when people come to you, what do they think of you? I mean, like, let's say, wait, the name is Raisa, is it? No.
Alema.
Alema, all right. Let's say Alema. If I ask you, what do your friends know you of? Like, Alema has a great voice, all right. She's good with makeup. She's good with fashion. She knows how to mix and match outfits, right? Those kind of stuff, right? What are you good at?
I'm not so sure. Can I just pass the mic to my friends so they could answer? Because I have a lot of varied perspectives of me throughout all of my friends.
All right. Okay. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example so that you can put it into practice. I think that's your number one homework, is to look into yourself, ask your friends, ask your family, what you're good at. Because I would say the best way to speak about your message is through what you're good at. If you're good at soccer, be very good at soccer, right? So that people will know you more. If you're good at communication, at presenting, then do a very, very good presentation whenever you have a ton of audience in front of you. That's how you get heard. If you are like me, I'm an introvert, but I enjoy meeting people. I have huge curiosity in digging deep into someone else's head. I do podcasts, and that's what I'm known for. That's how I get my voices heard, is through the podcast, because that's what I'm good at, right? So I think one of the best ways to get your voice heard is find what you're good at, be very good at it, excel at it, and then you can speak whatever message you want to say, because you now have enough proof, enough credibility for people to hear you. I would say that. Hope
Okay.
it helps.
Yes, it will help. Thank you, Pat.
I think that concludes our Q&A session. Korupi, are there any closing remarks, like any brief things you'd like to say?
No, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who organizes the event. So give a round of applause to all the team from the front and the back. You all did a great job. And also I would like to thank to the team from the school. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the trust. It's my first time speaking in full English for I don't know how many years. So it's a bit rusty, but thank you for giving me that opportunity and letting myself know that at least I still have it in me, right? So thank you, thanks a lot. It really
Thank you
means
so
a lot.
much. May the year 12s and 11s be dismissed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And maybe last word, if there's any jokes or any things that, apa ya, bahasa Indonesianya yang kurang berkenan, I apologize for that. And see you at the next one. Thank you.
We would like to call Pat Eddie to the stage to give Korubi a souvenir.
Now let's dive into the more exciting part of today.
Okay. All right, so now that our students are heading back to class, it's time for what we've all been waiting for, the winners' announcements.
Yes, let's take a moment to celebrate the incredible efforts and achievements of our fellow students and teachers. We would like to invite the winners to come up on stage to receive their awards, and we would also like to invite Pa Eddie back to the stage to give their certificates. However, for the Escape Room Challenge winners, participants, please head back to the library during lunchtime to collect your prizes, so unfortunately you don't get back on stage.
Now, without further ado, let's kick things off with our first category. First up, we have the winners of the Kahoot competition. If you see your name on the slide, please come up on stage to receive your certificate and your prize. And the winners are Ariaka, Alana, Elia, Pilar, Aksa, and Kayana. Please come on stage if you see your name on the slide. All right, congratulations to the Kahoot winners.
Next, we have the buddy reading category. This award goes to the top 3 storytellers, those students who have made the buddy reading program such a great success this year. Let's find out who these top storytellers are. Lee Juk-yong, as in Ellen, from 10A, Lee Seung-jae from 11A, and Bae Song-yun from 11A.
Yay. Mereka udah nggak ada.
Can Eileen come up on stage? Thank you so much for all your efforts this year.
All right, now moving on to the Best Reader Library Books Awards for students. This award goes to the students who have checked out the most books from the library this year. And the winners are Kianan Ryan, and Jana, Che Hyun Lin, Damar, Diana. Please come out to the stage.
Congratulations, everyone. And now let's move on to the Best Reader Library Books Award for teachers, because we know that staff here are also great readers. The winners are Pat Nick and Ibu Poppy.
Please come up on stage, Panik and Ibu Papi. Congratulations to the teachers. Now, let's move to another category, the Book Project Challenge. This one celebrates creativity, innovation, and passion for books. Winner, the most creative award goes to Faiza Marshita Ardia, 7A. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
The best project goes to Annabelle, Zoe, and Nasha. Great job to all participants. Your projects have truly amazed us, and we can't wait to see more next time.
Now, a throwback to Halloween. As Chiara has said at the start of this event, the winners of the Halloween Escape Room Challenge are informed to come to the library at lunchtime to grab their pizza. So, without a minute to waste, the winners of the Halloween Escape Room Challenge are... Can
Anyone guess? Year 9 and Year 10. Congratulations. Enjoy your pizza, guys. And make sure to grab your pizza during lunchtime. And also, now it is time for the last category of today's event. And congratulations to the Q&A participants, as you guys also received an award.
All right. And with that, we've reached the end of today's winners' announcements. A huge congratulations to all of our winners and to everyone who participated. You've all shown incredible dedication and enthusiasm for our reading and learning.
Before we conclude this assembly, we would like to invite Ibu Aprina to the stage for our final segment. Please give, and Ibu Dornet as well. Please give a warm round of applause.
Thank you, Nasha and Chiara. So, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank you for you all to join in this event. And I think it's success.
Yes, it's
thank
been
you
a
so
great
much for the
success.
teacher also for supporting this. Yes, we would like to
Okay, so we would like to thank the Fly members.
Fly
You've done an
members.
amazing job. Thank you for your dedication, your outstanding
Yes.
teamwork, your creativity, and your dedication throughout the preparation of this and the execution of this event. So let's take a moment to give the Fly members who are all up here
yes,
a
please,
round of
Fly
applause.
member, come
Thank
to
you,
the
Fly.
stage. Please.
Fly, come to the stage, please.
Every operators. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Everyone, take a picture. Take your certificates. Nanti kita. Yeah. Two rolls. Okay. Someone? Okay. Thank you. Pak Edi, can you join us to take a picture? Okay. Let's take a picture, guys. Thank you, Fly. Okay, now we would like to invite our moderators today to get also our appreciation. Nazwa and Raisa. Let's take a pictures. Pak Edi. Pak Edi. Again. Yes. Ibu Donet. Thank you, Nazwa and Raisa. You did a good job today. Now, we are going to announce our ASA Fly announcement. So, actually, because the book already end, we will open again our ASA Fly, which is going to be 2 days. First, decorating club. We have 3 clubs now. Now, decorating club is going to be every Tuesday after school, supervised by Ibu Dornet and I. And then a book club every Thursday after school, we supervised by Ibu Suli and Ibu Dece. So if you need place, time, like to read a book, just come to the library on that time and we can read book together, okay? And then Salihara Club every Thursday after school, supervised by Ibu Tisa and Ibu Aprinda. This is for year 11 and 12, okay? And all of the club is gonna be in the library second floor. I will put the announcement on Monday, so if you are interested, please sign up for it. Okay, guys?
Okay, so thank you once again to all Fly members and the moderators for your hard work and your dedication. Your contributions have truly made a difference. And if you are interested in joining a fly, please make sure that you speak to me or Ibu Prinda as well. So thank you.
Thank you. We would like to give this mic again to our MCs today.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, please give a round of applause for Ibu Aprinda and Ibu Dornat. Thank you so much, Ibu Aprinda. And once again, thank you to everyone who joined us today, whether you're a winner or just here to celebrate Book Week. We appreciate you being a part of this wonderful event.
Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Goodbye, everyone, and see you next time. Can we dismiss your 7 and your 10s first?
Your 7s and your 10s.